Welcome back. This is War 8 of Season 38. We are going up against GWIN Blood. I think that's how you say it. Their alliance tag is JWIN. And my team is going to be S99, Anti-Venom, and White Magneto. So I'm starting out on Path 2 in Section 1, and I'm going to be taking it the entire way. My first fight is an Ikaris, and I'm going to be using a White Mag's pre-fight for it. Now, Ikaris is sort of an S99 trap. If you fight it the normal S99 way, where you hit his block a bunch and build your ruptures and don't actually hit him, you're going to build his energize. If for any reason you were to land a medium going in to hit his block and you accidentally get an intercept, it's going to put a power detonate on you. You have to throw a special to remove that power detonate, but now you don't have any power because you've been hitting his block the whole time. On top of that, for some reason, when dueling him, if he has 10 energize and he throws a special 1, it deals energy damage to you. So the only way to do this fight without taking that energy damage and without having to worry about getting the power detonate, which happens when you land a medium that actually makes contact, is to parry heavy this whole time. And that's what you need the White Mags for, because the node reduces your stun duration if you don't have a buff on you, and Spidey can't get buffs. So I'm just going to parry heavy this entire fight. I am going to land a medium at one point by accident, and it's actually going to put the power detonate on me, and I'm going to take a little chunk of energy damage right there. I get the power detonate. That's going to run out before I throw my special. And the reason you don't want to push him to 10 energize and then have to worry about the power detonate along with baiting a special from him is because if the detonate goes off and he doesn't want to throw his special, it is going to chunk you. But then if you accidentally push him to special 2 for whatever reason with 10 energize, it's just going to melt you. Like, you're going to die. So I play this very safe. Counter his special 1 with heavies, and it's just going to be heavy and special 2 the entire fight, except for that one medium that I landed. I'm not sure why I threw it. I think it was just kind of habit, and then I was like, whoop, don't do that again. Also, the yellow duck profile pick is epic. I fucking love it. It's my favorite profile pick ever in this game. So next up, I have Chavez, and on this node, I don't remember exactly what the placebo buff thing does, but in this war, I'm going to use the placebo buffs on the nodes exactly how they should be. So, this one is, if you repeat the same action twice, it's going to put a placebo buff on you. So, because I'm just going to hit her normal, it's going to be 4 lights. That's going to put a placebo buff. As you see, my debuffs have been paused like 5-6 times. That's because every time it puts a placebo, it's pausing my debuff, so I literally don't have to worry about dexing anything to pause my debuffs in this fight. It's pretty awesome. Gets my special 2, and she goes down super fast, super easy. Mystics on Path 2 are a joke. And then next up, I have a Mephisto. And the node from Mephisto, I believe, is staying close to him, is going to apply the placebos. I think. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, personal space placebo. So, he is conduit, but Spidey is tactic. So I'll be able to block his healing and all that stuff. And then he puts a soul imprisonment on me. So dashing back won't let me pause my debuffs. But I decided to try and knock him down. And it paused them because the node on knockdown gives you a fury. Now, that I would assume has to be a bug because soul imprisonment technically should stop any buffs. And that's the reason it prevents me from pausing them with a dex. It technically shouldn't have worked that way, but I gave it a shot and it did work. So that's good to know for the future. I will remember that until they fix it. And this Mephisto is going to be really easy. I'm not sure if he actually triggers aura in this fight. I don't think he does. He was only a 40 sig though, so it's only like a 10% chance, I believe, if I recall. And he goes down there, super easy, super quick. And then after him, I have this Kitty. I'm taking her with S99 as well. And my plan for this one, I'm not going to hit her normal. I'm going to do the whole hit block thing with S99 and just kind of play it as the fight goes along. Make sure that I bait special ones out of her without giving her 10 prowess so she can't apply incinerates through my block, and it should be a relatively easy fight. Don't go for intercepts, because if she has more than 3 prowess, she will phase, and that will be a bad time. I believe this one is Close Encounters Placebo as well, or whatever it is, Personal Space Placebo. So you stay close to her and you get the placebo, and that's just going to pause my debuffs. And she's pretty much dead here. She only has 2 prowess, but I'm going to remove those with this special one. And down she goes. Next up, I have this thing. Now, we debated on who to use for this thing, and originally it was supposed to be Void, and I wasn't bringing white mags, but after seeing the Ikaris fight, I knew that I needed a white mags, and short of redoing the entire plan, I felt that I would much rather take this thing with S99 than fight the Ikaris without a white mags. And Fur told me to go for it, and told me I better not die here, because he gave John a hard time about working in Void for this fight. So my plan for it is a PS1 with science boosts so that I can get power back. And I'm not really going to play it too much like an S99 fight. I'm going to play it pretty normal, and I'm just going to count to 15 and manage my rock stacks that way. Now, I don't want to throw my special 2 before I've gotten the first special out of him with actually removing his rock stacks here. So he has 9 right now, and I'm going to start hitting block to build them up to 15 without losing the strike counter, and then he decides that he's going to throw his special at 13. So he's building the block proficiency thingamajiggies now, which, I mean, can be a little bit scary, but I get the special out of him. I launch my special too. He's already down to 50% health, and now I'm kind of switching things up a little bit. What I wanted to do there was hit his block once and then come back in for a 4 hit. But again, he decided to throw it at 11. So now he's got like 14 of those block proficiency thingamummies. Whatever they are, 15, it's going up. And now I'm trying to get him back over a bar of power. I finally do. He launches his special, and now I know I have the fight. Launch my special too, and down he's going to go. He was kind of a pain in the ass with throwing specials earlier than I wanted him to, but just manage the rock stacks, manage thing, and you could probably do that fight with anyone, really, as long as you know how to count to 15. And then last up, I have this Dragonman on 48. I think my Power Start 1 is worn off at this point. So I'm going to go into this fight without a Power Start 1, but that's fine. You don't really need one. I was just checking there to see if I still had it or not. And this is, I mean, Sassy here is probably a more complicated fight than this Dragonman is. It's just pretty much going to be hit his block, build up ruptures, and then try to bring him over and under a bar of power to burst the ruptures. So keep the power charge up. And now I'm pushing him over a bar and back under a bar, and I'm going to do that for a while. And I'm going to chunk most of his health that way. I have the Wither reversing his power gain, so as it pulls him under a bar, me hitting his block pushes him back over. But now he's throwing a special, so kind of have to just hit him normal and let the ruptures tick him away. And down he goes. Super easy. And that was all she wrote for my war. So these guys are normally a P1 alliance, I think. They finished P1 last season. So I think it was still a mismatch based on their war rating and the final score. But good luck to them on the season. And BG1 got its 6th donut of the season, so that makes 6 donuts out of 8 wars. I'm really, really fucking excited about that. That's pretty fucking badass. I've never been a part of a BG that has gotten 6 donuts in a season, and it's really exciting to be a part of that. So, yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. Thank you for watching. Also, yellow duck profile pic for life. I fucking love this thing. It's my favorite. Yellow ducks forever.